right, we welcome you in. Glad you're along for the ride with us on this Wednesday afternoon. Our Wednesday's always brought to you by Coyle & Sons Fence Company. We sure appreciate our friends from Coyle & Sons. And welcome to the program. Frangie, along with Hayes Carline, as we get set to kick off the eve of the Players' Championship. Oh, I love it. It's been a gorgeous day today. No question about it. Now, the question now becomes, as beautiful as it is today, I heard you talk about it with Lauren and Taylor and Tom. Does weather become an issue tomorrow? And that's certainly one of the things we'll think about. But for today, another beautiful day, no question about it, out here at the Players.
And it looks like if you're coming out tomorrow, the morning you're going to be fine. So from a fan standpoint, if you're planning on coming early, it shouldn't be an issue. It seems like from looking at the hour by hour, around 2 o'clock is where it could start getting dicey. Hopefully not. Hopefully it just blows through, nothing happens. But from a fan standpoint, should be fine up until then. But really from a competitive standpoint, it throws a huge monkey wrench into predicting this thing, because I think Lee's the better person to weigh in on it. But it would seem like if you put any stock into practice rounds, which obviously how can you not put some stock into it, you've been preparing for the course to play a certain way. Well, as soon as it starts to rain, that's going to totally change. So I think it's an advantage for the guys that are going off tomorrow that know they're going to get their round in. Guys like Scheffler, Morikawa, Oberg, Hovland, they're in that early start tomorrow. So they're probably going to be done by the time the rain comes. Whereas if you're in the afternoon, you don't really know how much golf you're going to get in, which I think can make it a little difficult. It adds a distraction to what's already a very mentally taxing day. And the course is going to be different than what it's been as you've prepared this week for it. So I think it's an interesting wrinkle, because a lot of times Mother Nature, we think about it with the British Open. Whether you're early or late at the British Open can really change the course of the condition, and it really can create an unlevel playing field to an extent. But that's just the rub of the greens. We don't often see that at the Players, but I think we certainly could see it tomorrow.
By the way, I want to thank my friend Lauren Brooks for setting up our camera. Right now she's thinking, I had to babysit those two losers for all those years, and now she couldn't get away fast enough where she had to do it again. So thank you, Lauren. So our camera finally is set up. All right, a lot of things to talk about today, but you're right. I'll be interested to hear Lee's take on how the weather is going to affect this thing. I think I'm very interested to see what kind of effect it has. A lot going on in the world of sports. Here's what I will tell you, Hayes Carline, who hails from the Bowl School. Max Crosby is not a Raven. Trey Hendrickson is a Raven. The USA baseball team may not make the finals. What a day. Yeah. We're just getting started. And, let's start with, we'll get to the baseball in a minute. Look, here's the conspiracy theorist. Did Max Crosby really flunk a physical? Or did he just not pass it with flying colors? And the Ravens said, if we go sign this other guy, we keep our first round picks. It's got to be the latter, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Again,
that's what happened.
Yeah, it's Baltimore's prerogative. We say it we probably got a little sloppy this year, at least I did, on when I would talk about these deals, because you always have to throw in the caveat, this cannot be consummated official until the new league year begins. There's a reason that we say that, because you can agree to anything. But until you actually get to 4 o'clock on what this year is March 11th, so happy new league year. The new NFL season is officially
5 minutes in.
Yeah, started. So now everything can become official. I get it. I understand other clubs. I think they're jealous is what I think, because the Ravens played this beautifully. You may not like the way in which they went about it, but what they owe is their fans a winning product. And if you've got a chance, if the Hendrickson market was smaller or not as lucrative as they expected, and you get into this thing and it's like, well, we could take Max Crosby, who's a great player, but we've got to send them 2 first-rounders, or we can just sign Trey Hendrickson to a deal, and it's not as pricey as we thought it might be a week ago, and keep those picks. It's a no-brainer. So I understand it's a tough spot for the Raiders, but this is why that we say until you get to the new league year. So there's no doubt that it's gamesmanship by the Ravens. but you can't argue it's the better move for them. I mean, so it to say it was stunning last night, to see it unfold that way, is an understatement. We don't often see massive blockbusters get negated, but I think Baltimore had, every right to be like, look, we're gonna pivot here. But yeah, it had nothing to do with it. He's coming off a knee surgery, so it's not like anybody expected him to be 100% anyway. So, but now the big question is, what becomes of Max Crosby?
Well, and what happens? Correct. And here's all the stories that have changed since then. Hayes, number one, Crosby's not on the Ravens. He's back with the Raiders. Trey Hendrickson is with the Ravens, so he's going to play twice in the division against his own team. That's a storyline. The Raiders somehow still had money. Remember, they were very active in free agency. They were so active, thinking they weren't going to have to pay Crosby. Now, at least for today, they are. All the reports you see is that they can manage all of it. And then maybe Max feels better about being there because their team is appreciably better today than it was a week ago. And so
I still don't think I don't buy into that theory, because I still don't think the Raiders, by perception,
they're not a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, I mean, they did invest, but I don't think it did anything to take them from like bad to a contender.
Well, the reason for
they still don't have a quarterback.
Well, that's the thing, is you're playing a rookie quarterback,
right?
I mean, so there aren't many rookie quarterbacks that play in the Super Bowl. But
my guess is Crosby is still going to want out.
Yeah. So, but that, at least for today, that's another storyline. The other part is, he's embarrassed by it. He already sent out the long letter or post or whatever. Thank you, Raiders fans. Raider for life. Can't wait to start in Baltimore. Can't wait to meet people. So, he's embarrassed by it, if nothing else. And I do wonder, with Sports and Courts today, we got Lee Smith at 4:15, so we're going to do Sports and Courts at 5:15. But I do wonder, the Raiders are pissed. They haven't spoken, all right? They're still. Is there legal recourse in a situation like this? Maybe there's not. To your point, nothing's official till today. Nobody can sign anything, but it'll be a fun Sports and Courts. So there's a lot of moving parts to that. And we'll certainly cover all those coming up on the program today. So, but a blockbuster non-story story involving two premier edge rushers.
Do you think the Jags get involved?
I don't know whether they were involved at first. So if they were involved at first, why wouldn't they be again? What I can tell you is, I believe, I'm biased again because he's a friend, I believe the Jags might have the best orthopedic surgeon in the league. I can tell you he's regarded as one of the handful of best. So if the Jags did get involved, and I don't know if they are, and if they did wind up being the team that could put together a deal to get. And remember, it took 2 ones. The Jags don't even have a one this year, so we have to see. But there were reports they were involved, so we'll see. In the event that that's true, and I don't know, I can tell you there's nobody I'd rather have tell me whether Max Crosby is going to be worth the investment than Kevin Kaplan. I think I can tell you he's regarded as among the best in professional sports. I mean, you talk about having a superstar. Well, he is. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, a lot of storylines about that. Second storyline, the USA might be out. The USA lost last night. I almost think Mark DeRosa thought what we did, that they were in, because he didn't play Bryce Harper. He didn't play Alex Bregman. He, after Nolan McClain went through that first inning, looked like Nolan Ryan. He wasn't very good. So they lose. So here's the storyline. If you care about tiebreakers, if you follow this story, the storyline is if Italy wins, Italy and the U.S. are in. Italy's 4-0, U.S. is 3-1, Mexico's 2-2. The top 2 teams advance. It's easy. Italy wins, the United States moves on. If Mexico wins and scores 6 or 7 runs that Italy would have given up, the U.S. is in again, because Mexico and U.S. would be the 2 top teams based on the tiebreaker, which is runs allowed. If Mexico beats Italy and scores 4 runs or fewer to do it, the U.S. is out. Crazy time. And by the way, if you've been around the travel baseball world, you understand these, because it's like a travel tournament in Sanford's. What this is the tiebreakers. Once you go beyond head-to-head and overall record, tiebreakers become not margin of victory, because if it was margin of victory, you would be encouraging people to run up scores. It's runs allowed. So if you follow the travel baseball world, I know all the travel baseball people are following this, and all these tournaments, it used to be margin of victory. So you know what happened?
Right.
Someone
36-2.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so to avoid that, they've changed it in the travel baseball world to runs allowed. And I had no idea that rule made its way to the World Baseball Classic, but it has. So it's runs allowed. So anyway, so that's where we stand. Kind of bummed me out. I mean, I don't know if I care that much. JJ, did you pay attention to all this? What do you make of all this?
I blame JJ.
I forgot it was happening, and then I looked at my phone, and USA was losing by 8 runs, and I had a good laugh about that. And then I saw a video of Mark DeRosa, former Brave, who is also Italian, by the way. But he was in an interview, like, before the game, talking about how they had locked up a spot, like you said, like we were saying yesterday.
He thought they were
laughed even harder. And I mean, I obviously am cheering for the U.S. to win this thing, but it would be freaking hilarious to me if they don't even make it out of the pool round.
I will say this: I don't like coincidences, Hayes, and I'm not saying this did it, but here's what I'll tell you. La Selva goes to Italy for a week, and then they beat our ass. All right, just so we're clear.
I think you could draw a straight line.
It's a pretty straight line
to B.
It's a pretty straight line.
That La Selva is obviously an Italian mole.
By the way, I could play on the team. There's only 2 guys on the team who were even born in Italy. They're all basically just guys like me who had their grandparents are from Italy.
21 of the players on Team Italy were born in the U.S. 21. It's
basically the USA's like C or D team.
It's the JV team. They lost to their JV team. So that's exactly what it is. But anyway, I will be honest. I'll be paying attention. I won't watch, but I'll pay attention.
So Mexico has to score 5 runs tonight.
If Mexico wins and scores 5 runs, U.S. is in. Yeah. If Italy wins, no matter what the score is, U.S. is in.
Right.
If Mexico beats Italy 3-2 or 4-1, we're taking our ass home. Okay, that's the way it is. That's the story tonight. So, anyway, crazy
Mark
stuff.
Mark DeRosa is getting absolutely fried online for the last day.
Listen, Mark, I don't care who you play. I would, and listen, my needs are small, Hayes. I don't like a lot. I wouldn't mind though if the manager knew the freaking rules. That wouldn't bother me. Of the things in the world that wouldn't bother me, the guy running the team, I wish he knew the rules.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Maybe Urban Meyer can be the world baseball.
I guess.
Because he didn't know the rules of the NFL. He certainly didn't know the players.
He can bring the Phoenix Cardinals with him if he wants to. Yeah. But goodness gracious, so he didn't know. Anyway, so there you go. And by the way,
made things a lot more interesting on the last day of pool play.
Yeah, it really did.
So, and we're done.
Yeah.
We don't play today.
Yeah. No, we're done. Yeah. So, and by the way, now I'm wondering if we do sneak in, do the Dominicans or Japanese team just beat our butt anyway? Yeah. So we'll see. But anyway, so crazy day in sports. So let's do this. We're going to take a break. It's a beautiful day out here. It's Sawgrass. Will it be a beautiful day tomorrow? What shape is the course in? So much to talk about. When we come back, our friend Lee Smith is the executive director of the Players Championship, and he is our golf analyst. He checks in right after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Some of the biggest names in golf take home the trophy.
And Rory McIlroy is a Players Champion.
Catch live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by LiveForeverGolf.com, Atlantic Infinity, and Firehouse Subs.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Last month, Upper Deck released hobby boxes of 2026 golf, celebrating 25 years since the first release of Upper Deck's golf cards. Local names Miles Russell and former UNF golfer Nick Gabrelsic have their first trading cards. Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Homeowners, ready to open your home to spring and shut out high energy bills? It's 31 days of spring savings with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 2 windows or doors and get the third 60% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. But this offer expires March 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods. San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
All right, you don't look tired. You all right?
No, we're good.
He's ready to go,
We're
isn't he?
good. Oh, he's fired up.
Absolutely. And so I can tell you.
We got real golf tomorrow.
We have real golf.
We got real golf
and I'm going
tomorrow.
to get to the real golf in a minute, but Hayes told you
We got
this
major
during the break.
championship golf tomorrow. That's what we have.
We walked out last night. Ludacris was still playing. We got off the air, okay? And we walked out last night. The people we saw walking to our cars were overwhelmingly happy. That had to be the whole thing, the timing of the flyover. You had to be thrilled. That had to be an overwhelming success.
No, you're exactly right, Frank. It really has gotten off to a good start, and our fan weekend, had 15% more people come out during fan weekend. The fan shop sales have and the people embracing the product in there has been great. Operation Shower, we had 38 expected military mothers that were showered with gifts, and I got a chance to say a couple words there. We had our military job fair, which is always a highlight of local businesses hiring military folks that have come out, and then obviously Tuesday with the Military Appreciation Day, and we had just a significant turnout that was larger, about 20% larger than prior year.
Wow.
To see Ludacris and see a great show, and like you said, the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. But I must say, go back to a couple years ago. If Lauren's listening, I ran into her today, and she did say that she said never to get away from country, and so I knew she was going to be mad at me. But she did say that it went well, and so no, it.
Well, for what it's worth, Taylor knew every song. Okay, Taylor knew every song, danced the whole time. Lauren said, appreciated the show. She knows country will be back soon. Okay, so that's how about that. So there you go. So there's that. So but it was congrats again on a great start to this thing. And I walked around today. We'll get to weather in a second because there's some conversations about that. Gosh, the course looks beautiful. I mean, I had about an hour and I could walk most of it today. Gosh, it looks beautiful.
No, it's in fantastic shape. We greens right now are right in a place where we'd like them from a firmness standpoint. Fairways, rough this year. Last year we topped off the rough on Tuesday at 4 inches. This year we topped off the rough at 4.5 inches, and we're not mowing it again. And we topped it off on Sunday, so it's going to go a week without getting mowed. So I think that's going to you get a firm golf course anywhere. You get a firm golf course with high rough, and that combination makes things difficult. And then as you said, a little bit of weather possibly coming in tomorrow, but actually blows a front in that if we can control the moisture and there's not too much put down. I think Friday, Saturday with 15, 20 mile an hour winds and a firm golf course could, provide a mighty test. Good to see defending champion Rory McIlroy on the grounds. Yeah, he arrived this afternoon, and I got the message that all the players were checked in. And when I see 123 of 123 have checked in, that was good news. I think he's out hitting balls, and hopefully, there's no more stubbornness in that back, and he's got an afternoon tee time, so I think that only provides, him an opportunity to continue to heal.
Friday sellout.
It is.
Friday sellout.
We announced that this morning. Brian Rolap in his press conference announced that this morning, and that's the first time in Players Championship history of a max capacity sellout on Friday. And I always try to make it clear that, different from stadium sports, right? We don't necessarily judge our capacity by the amount of seats. I think you often have a question. We got 200 acres. How do you sell that out? We judge our capacity by the fan experience, and we try hard from a parking, ingress and egress, to restrooms, to concessions. We know that there's going to be lines and wait times, but we also get to kind of optimize the site and hope that we can manage those at a certain level. As you can imagine, announcing what's today, Wednesday, so 7 days ago, a Saturday sellout. We can certainly sell more tickets to Saturday, but we don't think that's the right thing to do when you're taking into account the fan experience. Scotty Scheffler going for a third Players Championship here at the Stadium course. It's been interesting hearing him talk about the driver. He's kind of tinkering a little bit, and talked at length in his press conference with reporters. What'd you make out of where Scotty is with that club right now? Yeah, I thought it was really interesting, his comments about when you move to a new product from their vendor. You make some gains in areas, but you have to give up something in areas. And for him, that somebody that shapes the ball quite often, whether it be from right to left or his kind of standard shot from left to right, that you pick up a couple miles an hour of speed, but you give up a few things, maybe with spin or the ability to curve the golf ball or those types of things. So it just shows you, I think, that golf is hard. And super meticulous by nature, and that these guys obviously pay close attention to a significant amount of data that ultimately will drive the equipment that they use. I mean, you almost think of a driver as like a football player's helmet, like the amount of data that goes into the safety of that piece of equipment and all those types of things. Whereas in golf, just spin rates and launch angles and speed and all of those types of things, they want to maximize it all the way around.
Yeah, so we're excited about it. I got 1,000 questions about some of the things Brian Rolap said today. So I want to get, boy, oh boy, what a press conference that was. But final thing or two about the tournament. We have heard some weather is coming in. It's going to be a packed house all 4 days. What are your expectations? We think rain mid-afternoon tomorrow. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, somewhat early afternoon.
Okay.
Obviously you've got to, like anything, it's almost like when people are looking at hurricanes. But our meteorologist who's on site, he looks at multiple models of the same front that's coming through, and you can never guarantee the time, but it looks like early afternoon, somewhere in the 1-2 o'clock range, and that could last an hour or two if it does come through with electricity and those types of things. Our hope is that it starts to dissipate and maybe just have a little bit of moisture. But if there is a storm, I think the good news is that, we've got first tee time just after 7:30 tomorrow, and we were able to play till 7:30.
Right.
So we got 12 hours to play golf. I think it certainly looks like we're going to get 8, 9, 10 hours worth of golf in for sure.
So that's the exciting stuff. I got to get going on this. Did you watch the presser?
Oh yeah.
You saw the presser.
Yeah.
You were probably at the presser.
Row 2.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
Golly. I mean, first of all, I'm just going to throw stuff out, okay?
Yep.
The possibilities of two tracks of players, relegation if you don't play well enough. Did you get put to the second track or moved to the second track? You play well, you stay up. More events, more big city events, and possibly an end season that ends in match play. Now I threw a bunch of stuff in there, and I probably was too vague, but it blew my mind. And I'll give Brian Rolap credit. He said it's going to be different. He said we're going to be aggressive. What did you make of all of that?
Yeah, I think the theme of that press conference to me, from Brian, and he said it a couple different times, was, what he's taken as his number one objective is to make the PGA Tour better.
Right.
And so when he's presented with an opportunity to make the PGA Tour better, he's going to make a move to make it better. And, I think that started with creating a future competitions committee that's going over these things. Most recently, it's been with the returning member program and adding Brooks Koepka to back to the PGA Tour and under a different form, Patrick Reed. I think that the two tracks, that was mentioned today is certainly, I think answers the question that people may have worried is like when they heard scarcity, does that mean less events? And it doesn't necessarily mean less events. It just maybe means less events at the highest level.
Right.
And that between a lot of different tours is kind of where do certain events fit, and in what track do they fit based on premier level sponsorship, all of those types of things. I think lastly, his point about nothing has been decided.
Mm-hmm.
I think that shows, really how difficult and comprehensive this process is, because you're speaking to current TV partners, you're speaking to potential TV partners, you're speaking to current title sponsors and official marketing partners and potential. And then obviously, most importantly, we're speaking to fans, and that's where kind of the match play idea that has come, and then you throw the players in there. And I love the comment that he made that in his short time that he's spoken to a lot of people, and that regardless of topic, one thing that he saw was that or that he felt was that people are very passionate about it. And their comments and the things that they think are conflicting.
Yeah, right.
And so it's very difficult, and certainly it sounds like,
maybe a few of these additions and changes in 27 and pointing towards maybe the wholesale in 28.
And he said nothing's finalized in terms of the schedule, but he was asked, I think Gary Smith's our buddy, asked him about the placement of the players in the revised calendar. And he was like, nothing's final, but I would imagine we really like where we are now. And I would imagine that's where the Players Championship stays. Is that how you see it?
Yeah. Two things on behalf of the Players Championship that I heard too was exactly that. That nothing's off the table. It's a blank sheet of paper, but we really like the way the golf course plays. We like this seasonality. We like kicking off, the first major event of the year, our first premium event of the year.
It's the first major event of the year.
And then also, I think what we really loved is, him mentioning that, hey, this is the standard. For a PGA Tour event on the highest track, that the Players Championship is the standard that he would like replicated across all tours and in big markets and those types of things. And that's certainly something we're very proud of and we'll continue to work on yearly.
I'll tell you this, to the whole major conversation. Well, the time to do that and make it official, again, there's no one that votes and says it, is when you're making all these other changes. I mean,
right.
This is the time. I was blown away today, and I know nothing's decided, but I'll bet some of this gets in play. Okay, I don't know if there's going to be relegation. I don't know if there's going to be match play at the end, but I'll bet I could tell you could see it in his face. Some of it's going to get in play, isn't it? I think I love this. One thing I've noticed about sports, Lee, pro sports, I don't know what it is in the last 3, 4, 5 years. All of a sudden, no one's afraid to change. Baseball said, screw it. We're going to have designated hitters. You can't shift anymore. Your relief pitcher's got to stay there for 3 batters. Football said, we're going to have this funky kickoff where I'm still not sure this and this, and this is the touchdown. We're going to move the extra point. I mean, for the longest time, pro sports wouldn't change anything, right?
Yep.
Now, these other sports have really changed, and it sounds like what Brian Rolap is about to do is kind of consistent with what we're seeing in all these pro sports.
Yeah, and I think you bring up that point. You add to the names that maybe some don't understand that are on the future competitions committee. Well, do you know the person that was one of the folks that talked about pitch clock and bases is Theo Epstein, and Theo Epstein is on the future competitions committee, as well as others from Fenway Sports Group, and so the opportunity to evolve and modernize, what your sports are, I think is fantastic. And Brian spoke a lot about that today.
All right, what's tonight? What are you doing? Like when you get up here, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm going to walk back to the trailer. I'll probably look back at our ticket system and see how things are going for Sunday and
Can you
tomorrow.
relax at all? Or do you have work to do all night?
Not all night.
Okay.
Not all night. I'll probably walk up the tour suite. We got a lot of partners that are in town, so do a little meet and greet or glad handing over there.
You can stop by the media party in a minute.
Absolutely.
We'll be there. Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll be there about 6:01.
Yeah.
That's kind of our arrival time. Okay. So.
Well, conveniently you're off air at 6.
Imagine how that worked out.
No, I think it's we're excited to get golf started.
You got a lot to do, but it sounds like to me, and I know you really well, and I know this tournament really well. It sounds like you can't control weather, but it sounds like you're pretty much buttoned up to where you want to be, aren't you?
We're in a really good place.
Yeah.
When we have, and I can't say this lightly, we have the most amazing team that runs these things. That press conference that you saw today, there's over 1,000 people in there to credential those folks and to prepare a lunch afterwards and to have all of the broadcast teams that covered it, seating arrangements and the right people on the right floor. It's unbelievable, the mountain moving to just put one of those things together. And our team has 90 events outside the ropes throughout the week, starting with that Operation Shower and military, and there's 90 of them. We've got a big CEO and international media dinner tonight up in the clubhouse, and the team does an unbelievable job and really sets us all up for success.
Well, they got great leadership too. Okay, it all starts with leadership. Congratulations on a great start to this. We will, if the situation allows, we'll see you at about 4:15 tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Right? Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players and our golf analyst. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for over 75 years. And now, catch this. Bono's new limited time offer features an Atlantic fried cod platter with 2 pieces of mouth-watering fried cod and 1 southern side for $15.49, or a fried cod sandwich with 1 southern side for $12.99. You can't beat that deal. And after 1 bite, you'll be hooked. So you better hurry in. The fried cod platter right now at Bono's. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Springtime is the perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Make an appointment to tour their showroom on Phillips Highway and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off free installation and 18 months special financing. Schedule your free consultation at 904-878-9393 or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. People ask me all the time what's healthy, and that's hard because healthy is different from losing weight. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. There are a lot of foods out there that are healthy foods, but they're not going to support your weight loss. And that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help you get in the healthy foods that are going to help you lose weight. The Awaken 180 difference is our coaches. It's our team. You can find things online about weight loss, but you try them yourself and they just don't work. And that's because everyone is different. And that's what our coaches are so skilled at helping you figure out.
Thanks, Paige. Hacker here. Figuring it out, that's what I needed. And the reason I chose Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Not a med, not a diet plan. I wanted a solution. Do what I did and make a 180 with your health and weight. Schedule your Awaken 180 consultation today. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Electrical problems? Call American Electrical Contracting. 737-7770. Small jobs or large, they do them all. Work with a locally owned and operated company that will wire it right at a fair price. It's not just a slogan, it's the way they do business.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
We thank our friends from Coyle & Sons, the best fence company in town. I promise you that, whether it's commercial, residential, whether it's those big gates you have in a neighborhood, whether it's overhead doors. They do so much, and they've done so much for us. Thanks to our friends at Coyle & Sons, and always a Coyle & Sons Wednesday on this program. Frangie and Carline with you. We appreciate our buddy Lee Smith stopping by. What a great job he's done. And this tournament feels great. Hey, listen. In a perfect world, you'd love perfect weather all the time. Well, doesn't happen that way. The meteorologists these days are pretty dang good. The following of weather patterns is pretty good, better than it's ever been. they're going to get some rain tomorrow. There's going to be after lunch. There's going to be rain. There may be a delay. They'll manage it well. I'm glad daylight savings time is here because you have more hours with which to manage it. But they will manage it. It's in a great place, but there's going to be some rain.
Well, the other thing, too, that will help keep the event on schedule is, remember, it's a smaller field than what it used to be. It used to be like 144 players, and now it's like 120, 125, somewhere in there. I guess it's 123, Lee told us.
Right.
And so, that will help, too. I mean, that's a significant amount of groupings tomorrow that you don't have to worry about getting through the golf course. So, I mean, there could be a little bit of a weather interruption tomorrow. I thought his comments were interesting on, I was concerned it would be an advantage for the guys going early, but Lee brought up a good point that they probably won't be finished. So then it becomes, do you have to come back and play a couple of holes to wrap up? And that can be difficult. So it'll be a test regardless mentally. Obviously, we know the course is going to be a tremendous physical and mental test. But how these players navigate the weather on day one will be interesting because from hearing him talk about it, it doesn't seem like the morning group is going to get unbothered by it.
Right.
That they probably won't get the full round in. Or won't get it in before the rain comes in for the hour or whatever that we get. But it's going to be fun. I mean, this is a tournament. It's always really difficult to predict. And we've had some great champions. I mean, you look at Rory McIlroy, Scheffler going back-to-back, Cam Smith, who would go on to win a major right after winning the Players before joining LIV, JT in 21, Rory in 19. Obviously, there was no tournament in 20. So you look at the last 7 Players champions are also major champions. So in looking at it, it's why, I mean, there's a lot of guys playing great golf. You got some upstarts, Goddard, Batia playing at a great level. But boy, I mean, if Rory McIlroy is 100%, and you hope he is, man, this thing has got a lot of star wattage, and will be very interesting to see how it all plays out.
I do believe, and again, we'll make our picks at 5:30. We'll do our loser money picks, but I do believe there are, and we say this every year, I know that, but there are as many young guns, as it were, that can win this thing, and people would not be surprised as there's ever been. I mean, as there has ever been. And so it'll be harder. We just don't want to have the loser. But if you're doing picks, like really picks, it's just hard. I can't ever remember one being harder to pick. It's not like you can put Scheffler, Rory, 2 or 3 other guys on there and you got a good chance. I don't think that's where we are. Not this year. Not this year. So it'll be very interesting to see the way it plays out. I can't wait for it to start. I think we all feel that way. No question about it. I do want to remind you, we do have Sports and Courts by phone. Brett Hastings joins us at about 5:15, 5:20 or so to talk all about what recourse do the Raiders have, and have there been free agent deals that did or didn't get done that wound up in the court of law. That's coming up later on in the program. We'll take a break here. When we come back, Hayes has headlines. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
High school, college, and pro.
As good as it gets.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
All right, Jack, so let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
We went to probably 4 or 5 jewelry stores.
Jacksonville's Mitch Vandal went to the town center looking for an engagement ring, but found the big box corporate jewelry experience wasn't for him.
Nobody's really helping us. One of the stores, some people walked in behind us and they were offered beer and champagne, and I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff, so I don't really look the part. So I was like, well, I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if they think we can afford to shop here or what.
So he went across and discovered locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
When I walked in, everybody just just hey, welcome in, welcome to Beards.
Mitch loved the service and attention he got at Beards and ended up with a bigger, better quality diamond.
It was about twice the size of what I thought I could afford, and it was also about twice the size of what my wife thought she wanted.
Today, Mitch tells all his friends, shop local, shop Beards.
You're going to get the best deal on the best diamond.
Unbeatable value, unmatched selection, uncompromising personal service.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beards.
Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
We got a great show for you today.
Denny Thompson stars as the quarterback whisperer.
A big show.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill.
A king-size show.
Revved up by George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Picken here. See clearly with the Eye Associates and trusted optometrist Zachary Boskool and Alice LaFlamme. From comprehensive eye exams, dry eye care, glaucoma management, diabetic eye care, and more, Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme are dedicated to protecting your vision. Immediate availability at all 5 Jacksonville locations. Schedule today with Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme by calling the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD at 296-0098.
Don't miss the music of ELO.
Don't bring me down.
The orchestra with former members of Electric Light Orchestra. Catch all the hits March 18th at Florida Theater. The orchestra. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Repairing or replacing your roof is a pretty big investment, so when that time comes, you can trust my parents at Endless Summer Roofing. Visit endlesssummerroofing.com for a free quote. Endless Summer Roofing, protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
In your mailbox right now. Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go. Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. We are live here at the Players' Championship. Come see us. We're outside Trucks on 10, kind of right by the 10th fairway, and certainly looking forward to a great tournament. Let's start with the players and PGA Tour in general in the world of golf. PGA Tour future commissioner, current CEO Brian Rowlatt met with reporters earlier today and went over a litany of things. Let's start with the calendar. He said nothing's finalized, but where he'd like to see this go is double the signature events to 16. You'd have, he phrased it, the 4 majors and the players, which I thought was interesting. So you'd have 21 or so events, maybe 21 to 24 events, and definitely want to get more into the major markets. Rowlatt pointed out that right now the PGA Tour only hits 4 of the top 10 major markets in the country.
Yeah, so much else to it. I hope I'm not jumping on your thunder, but all those things. He also wants to start the tournament with a marquee
marquee event. Or start the season. The season
Right.
off, it starts
On the
in
West
Hawaii.
Coast.
Anyway, it starts in Hawaii and no one's really paying attention. Start it with Pebble. Start it with Torrey Pines. Start it somewhere. I mean, the Daytona 500 starts their season with the NASCAR starts their season with the Daytona 500. So I think starting it with a bigger bang, more events to your point. The two things that stood out to me were the possibilities of relegation, where there's two tracks. If you're not playing as well, you're on B track, whatever they call it. And if you continue to play well, you're on A track, where you make all the money. That really caught my attention. And the other thing is, they might end the championship because nobody really pays as much attention to the. It's weird. Remember, for a while you started 5 under par. Now you don't. So they can't get that right. Match play would be fantastic. Who doesn't love match play? You watch the college championships; it's dramatic. So he said a lot of stuff that really got my attention.
Yeah, I agree. And in addition, they talked about the Players' Championship. Again, the schedule not finalized, but Brian Rolap certainly strongly hinted that they like where the Players' Championship is now on the calendar in March. And really didn't shy away from the major talk, but also didn't really hit the gas on it either. Just said, hey, our marketing team put out a video and it gained a lot of traction. We're not the ones that decide that. I hope when he gets settled, I hope in years down the line, they do just go ahead and declare it a major championship. I think the PGA Tour has the clout to go ahead and do that. But I did think it was interesting in terms of at least the March home staying, where it is now.
Yeah, and I think it was March, it was May, it's back to March. I think they figured out they like this. I think the weather there's more intrigue to the weather. May is just hot. You look this way, it's March. Well, guess what? Last 2 days have been hot. It's been May-like weather. Last year was kind of chilly. I think when the rain comes through tomorrow, Friday's going to be kind of cooler. I think it's going to be high 60s, low 70s. So I agree with you. And I've come around. You and I were both stubborn, and I'm probably more stubborn than you about the May to March. But they've got it at the right time. They really do.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's focus on the Players' Championship in terms of the players. As we start tomorrow, Rory McIlroy has made it here, which is great. Dealing with back spasms, withdrew from the API last Saturday. Back tightness, it was a little bit more stubborn than he thought it might be on Monday, so delayed getting here. But he is here now. I think he either, JJ, help me here, he may have met with the media already or was okay.
He said it's still looking like a game time decision for him. So tomorrow.
Okay. So questionable.
But I think
for Rory McIlroy.
I'm not guaranteed he's playing. I'm not convinced he's playing. I am convinced what I told you a few days ago. He's really going to try. I think if he doesn't play in this thing, he felt like he couldn't do it. And let's golf on your back, man. It's hard. I mean, there's as much torque as anything. So the last thing you want to do is people play hurt all the time in sports. But there's a difference between playing hurt and playing where you can't compete. You don't want to play in one of the most prominent golf tournaments in the world against the best field in the world when you really can't. There's no point in doing it if you're convinced, A, the too much pain and discomfort, but beyond that, Hayes, even more importantly, if you don't believe you can compete, you almost feel like you're doing yourself, the tour, the tournament a disservice by being out there just to be out there.
He still has 21 hours before he tees off. He's got a late tee time tomorrow at 1:42. Maybe that even gets moved back.
That could even get delayed.
With the weather. Exactly right. So that maybe the weather may help Rory in a sense if maybe he only has to play a handful of holes. Thursday we'll see. But hopefully Rory McIlroy, the defending champion and two-time Players champion, will be able to compete and go for a third and try and defend his title. Wouldn't that be something? Never had a defending champion repeat.
Right.
Scheffler did it 2 years. Based 2 years ago. Wouldn't it be funny if you went from never having it happen to Scheffler doing it, and then Rory turns right around and does it?
That'd be great. I love watching Rory out here. So as a fan, I'm like where I can tell where you are on this. Man, I hope he's able to play. But at the end of the day, I do believe it. If he can, he will. And I've said that all along, and I still feel that way.
Let's get to around the NFL. The Ravens back out of the Max Crosby blockbuster deal and quickly pivot to sign former Bengals star defensive end Trey Hendrickson to a deal that averages $28 million a year. So Max Crosby back to the Raiders for now.
And our friend Pete Prisco made this point all along. Why would you do that if you could sign Trey Hendrickson without having to compensate the opposing team? And for whatever reason they did, but that was probably in their ear the whole time.
And you made a good point earlier. Meanwhile, the Hendrickson dollars probably came down. Crosby, I don't believe, in this day and age of medicine, I don't believe the Ravens saw anything in that physical that they didn't know existed. I don't believe that. But I believe it did exist. And, crazy story. The interesting thing, and again, we're going to do sports and courts about it in 20 minutes or so. The interesting part of that is the Raiders are ticked off. What happens about that? And to your point earlier, what happens with Max Crosby? We'll see.
Yeah, because a lot of money has been spent now around the league. So it'd be very interesting to see what happens with Max Crosby and if they can still even get the 2 1s. So be very interesting to see.
I now would doubt that.
I would doubt it too, which again makes you wonder.
Yeah,
is James Gladstone perhaps working on something?
That's
with
right.
Max Crosby,
you still, and again, that's right. And again, there were reports everywhere that the Jags were involved. I don't know that answer, but there were reports everywhere that they were. If those reports are true, and I don't know if they are, but if the reports were true and that the Jags were involved, why would you not re-engage?
Well, and even if you weren't involved, you got to now be interested. Is the price now a second this year and a one next year? Is the price come down? And if the price has come down, then even if you weren't in it initially, maybe you want to be in it now. Be very interested to see where that goes. The Colts signed Daniel Jones to a 2-year, $88 million deal. Good move?
Yes, I think it is a good move. I think, you know what? I actually think he's going to be pretty good. I actually think he was drafted in the top 10. He's a good hard worker. He's tall and athletic. And I think what we saw from him last year was real, Hayes. His numbers are right. He was on a bad franchise. He got out of it. He had a stop by. He stopped in Minnesota for a cup of coffee. He landed in the right franchise, a team that's well coached in good other places. Yes, I think. And they've been a disaster at quarterback. I mean, the Anthony Richardson thing most recently. So that thing's been such a disaster. When you have a guy that there's now some evidence that he might be pretty good for you after everything you've done. Why wouldn't you? Yes, a very good move in my opinion.
The NFL planning reportedly on playing a game on Thanksgiving Eve. That's very interesting.
Well, there's more to it. They're actually going to play tomorrow. They're going to start tomorrow.
I love it.
And they're going to play every day of the week.
You know what I want on my television? Yeah. Professional football.
It is interesting. So if they play on Wednesday, they would have 9 straight days where there's 7 days of football. You realize that?
Wow.
They wouldn't play Saturday. And they wouldn't play the Tuesday, but think about that. I mean, so it'd be 7 games in 9 straight days. Yes, they're gonna. Once they talk about something, they do it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The NFL doesn't discuss it, and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So they're gonna play Wednesday.
Who wouldn't love it?
And by the way, if they do that,
no, you don't do anything on the eve of Thanksgiving. You might as well be watching a football game.
So do you realize if they do that, 12 teams will play that week before the weekend?
That's amazing.
2 are playing Wednesday.
Wow.
6 will play Thursday, and now they're talking about adding
Friday, the Black Friday game.
They're adding a second one.
Wow.
So the talk is add a second Black Friday game. They have the 3 games on Thursday, and now a game on Wednesday. 12 teams, 12 will play an NFL game before you get to Sunday.
I love it. Let's get to college basketball. The Gators' first opponent Friday in the SEC tournament got a little closer to maybe being decided as Kentucky beats LSU 87-82 earlier today. I found this stat a remarkable one. This is the first time Kentucky's ever finished outside the top 5 in the SEC standings.
I didn't know that. Is that right?
And, obviously it's the first time they've ever played on the opening day of the SEC tournament. Kentucky beats LSU 87-82. So they will play Missouri tomorrow, and then the winner of that game will face Florida on Friday. I'm fine either way, because either you get Missouri and you get a chance for revenge because Florida only played them one time this year and lost the SEC opener at Missouri. But I'd love to see Kentucky again.
I'd rather play Kentucky.
On their third game in 3 days, they're going to have no gas in the tank.
I actually think Missouri matches up pretty well with Florida.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that Kentucky does. And I think Florida would win again. And I'd like to beat them 3 times.
Exactly.
My preference in my honest preference in that game is Kentucky. The Missouri game, that's a hairier one for me. I think Missouri's pretty good. Really do.
I agree. Florida State starts ACC tournament play against Cal tonight at 7 in Charlotte. The Noles a 3.5-point favorite last I checked. The winner will face top seed Duke tomorrow.
If FSU wins tonight, which I think they're going to, and if they beat Duke, which I don't think they're going to, although Duke's down a few players, I will be real interested to see what the committee thinks. And your point, and you follow the net way better than I do, and you follow the Lenardi stuff way closer than I do. But I'll be very interested to see if they knock off Duke while all this other winning's been going on and get to Saturday night. I'll be interested to see what happens.
Let's get it to the NBA. Bam Adebayo scores 83 points.
Yeah.
The second most ever in an NBA game, and the Heat's 150-129 win over Washington. Boy, what a joke that was.
Well, I've always said, if you listen to me closely, you've always, you've known this. I've always said the three greatest scorers in league history
right.
were Wilt, Bam, Kobe.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the list, by the way.
Right.
He's second all time. All time. By the way, he was 36 of 42 from the free throw line.
It's amazing.
Shot under 50%.
Right.
Shot under about 30% from three.
Yeah.
Just a very probably the lowest point in regular season history in my lifetime, honestly.
Because Miami was taking timeouts late to keep them in.
Not even that. They were also fouling up 30 points to get the ball back so that he could score more. It was really sad to see.
And what Bam Adebayo is a good player. He's good at Kentucky.
Yeah,
He's a good solid player. But what are we doing?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
What are we doing if he scored more points in a game than anybody in the history of the league except Wilt Chamberlain? What are we doing?
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Let's get to the World Baseball Classic. The U.S. upset by Italy 8-6. So, Frank, what now becomes of the American team?
Look, it's a big game. I want to see him advance. There's been a lot made of him. It's the same. They're 2 weeks after the hockey team shocked the world. This is our sport. I'll give it to you again. Italy plays Mexico tonight. If Italy wins, the U.S. moves on. If Mexico wins and scores 5 runs or more doing it, the U.S. moves on. If Mexico beats Italy 3-2 or 4-1, and if Mexico wins and does not score more than 4 runs, the U.S. is taking their butt home. That would shock me. I'm not convinced they're as good as the Dominican team. I think the Dominican team has the best team, and I don't pretend to know the Japanese team beyond the couple guys we know, but they're obviously really good. I don't know that we're finishing higher than third anyway, but I sure would like to make the medal round.
I at least want to get there.
Ah, dang. So anyway, we'll see.
All right, we'll get you out on today's musical nugget of the day. I always love doing these. On this date, back in 1977.
Where? What town? What city?
If you saw ELO at the Jacksonville Coliseum around 1977, that concert was tonight. The tour was supporting the band's 6th studio album, A New World Record. The set list that night was 17 songs. This is Evil Woman.
Jeff Lynne was great then. He's great now. I was not there, but boy, I would have been. As you know, I saw them about 6-7 years ago, and it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. I don't say this arrogantly, but I've been to a boatload of concerts. It's one of the best ones I ever saw. Well done as always. ELO here in Jacksonville many, many moons ago. We got an hour to go on the program. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell,
1010XL.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
It's that time of year, cutting down nets and laying down bets. This is Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, and it's the place to be when the madness hits. If you haven't tried out Hard Rock Bet yet, no better time to shoot your shot and win big in March. New signups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets with a max of $50. It means if you would have won $100 on your bet, make it $200. Now that's how you get the party started at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Leon Serza here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers. And I'm not talking about that cooked-to-order, hand-sauced and tossed chicken sandwich in your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about the house-made ranch. So good, nobody will blame you if you double dip. I'm talking about Wingstop that delivers straight to your door. And did you know they're open until 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get flavors delivered right to your door, late night, only at Wingstop.
Can't stop. Wingstop.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Get your eye ritual. The first St. Patrick's Parade was right here in St. Augustine in the year 1601. Join the fun Saturday, March the 14th at 10 a.m. Be sure and wear your green proudly. More at CelticParade.com. Sponsored by Central County TDC.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Hey, Hicken here. Springing forward feels better on freshly cleaned carpets and floors. Let Zero Res remove lingering grime and prepare your home for the brighter days ahead. Check out all of the raging customer reviews online. 4.9 Google rating. This month, $50 per room of carpet clean. Let's take 25% off hard floor cleaning. Hardwood tile LVP when you ask for the 1010XL special. Call 904-287-5727 or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Spell it forward or backward. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Hull & Sons Plumbing. Former Florida Gator Jack Caglione hit a home run last night in the World Baseball Classic for Team Italy as they pulled off the upset over Team USA 8-6. For Team USA to advance, they now need Mexico to win and score 5 or more runs, or simply just a victory from Team Italy. If Mexico wins but scores 4 or fewer runs, USA will be eliminated. It's 87 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch. 10-10-10.
Take. The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. Tip of the cap today to the University of Florida digital, social, SID, PR people. And here's why. I lauded and will continue to the Jacksonville people, the Jaguar people, Pat Kavanaugh, that group he's got. They found they had something in Liam Cohen.
and they made sure all their people got to see it on a regular basis. The Jags digital team, you've heard me brag about them so many times. They do such a great job. And Liam was the perfect guy. You saw all those post-game fist pumps and all that, and it excites the fans. It excites players because they, even though they heard it, they get to see it on social media. It excites everybody, and they did a great job. Well, it's almost more important in the college realm because you got to recruit players. You got personality matters because in the NFL you recruit some players in free agency, but it's not a recruiting league. College football is. I think what Florida has done, they figure we'll see how good a coach John Summerall is. I've always said I'm not predicting that anymore. I'm done predicting how coaches will do. But it's cool. He's a very charismatic, effervescent, high personality, high amped up guy, and they have done a marvelous job of packaging that. That's why he's done every interview. If a guy walks down the street right now and says he's got a podcast, someone's going to do 10 minutes with him. I mean, he's done that. They keep miking him up. I'll bet they mic him up all spring and all fall because you know what that does? That they make it a thing. What they've done, and again, the Jags people did a fantastic job with Liam this way. The Gators have maybe followed it. Maybe they saw it, okay? But the Gator people have made the Summerall personality a thing. Let me give you a list of predecessors. I don't know if you know who came before him. I don't know if you follow it close enough. Billy Napier, okay? You probably weren't miking up Billy Napier. Dan Mullen had a personality, but it was a snarky personality. Jim McElwain before him, I don't even know what to say. I have no words. Will Muschamp was energetic, but generally angry. It was an angry energy. So they're the four predecessors. And I like Will, but those are the four predecessors. Now you got this guy with all this energy and this excitement and this charisma. We'll see if he can coach. But everybody's talking about it. Why not mic him up? Why not let all your recruits see it? Why not let all your fans see it? Tip of the cap to Summerall, but even more of a tip of the cap to the Florida. It's clear they're making that a thing. I promise you, you're going to go on social media tomorrow, and you're going to see John Summerall arm in arm with Spurrier or talking to a recruit or mic'd up or on some podcast, rah, using a couple cuss words just to excite people. They've done a marvelous job, I think, of packaging that and sending it to the public.
And they're letting media watch the practice, which is leading to some very interesting video coming out from that. A
lot of which is him.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, not just players, but a lot of which is him.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a clip last night where he just torches a player for giving a terrible look in a rep. And
linebacker drill.
I mean,
he called him
torches
soft.
the kid. I mean, it's about as incendiary a 15-second rip as you'll see a coach have in 2026. But as a fan, you absolutely love to see that. You love to see that edge and pushing players like that and not accepting it and making it clear early on that is not going to be good enough. And because you know who that impresses? That impresses the players that are giving it their all. They're the guys that are trying to pour their soul into the team and getting better. If a coach allows lackluster effort, it brings the morale of your great players down, where it's not even a problem with they're not doing it and they're not going to start doing it, but it bothers them that it's allowed. And I thought it was really interesting, that video footage of Summerall. I mean, just torching.
Yeah,
the kid.
they have made it a thing. And we'll see if that serves them well.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense. I agree with you. I mean, it's great that they've done it because no one knew who he was.
Correct. And that by the way, the other part of it is you've got this great thing to publicize. The other part of it is you had a great point. You had an unknown. So anyway, tip of the cap to them. All right, Brett Hastings is going to join us just in a moment. As we talk about back to the Raiders team, but there's a little bit of news to report. Our friend Ryan O'Halloran, at least this is where I'm seeing, our friend Ryan O'Halloran for the Times Union and a part of the 1010XL team, he just tweeted a minute ago, per source, the Jags have agreed to terms with running back Chris Rodriguez, a 2-year deal.
Oh, okay.
So, again, credit to Ryan O'Halloran for having that. We'll certainly talk more about that coming up. And good for Dewey. I don't know if you saw it or not, Dewey, Andrew Wingard, who was a big part of this team's personality and really helped on the field last year on his way to Arizona. So I like Dewey. He's a good dude, and I hope he does well there. The Jags certainly have an awful lot of safeties. I get that. And Dewey, but I hope he does well in Arizona. And again, our Ryan O'Halloran from the Florida Times Union reporting the Jags agree to terms with running back Chris Rodriguez.
It's a Kentucky reunion, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a former Kentucky guy. And again, when Etienne didn't come back, you were going to have to go find some even young veterans. you were going to have to fill the room a little bit. We had that talk. So no surprise, we'll learn more about that as we go. But when we come back, Sports and Courts, we'll talk about Max Crosby and more. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Exclusive access, local voices, unmatched coverage. Only on 1010XL.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by
Atlantic Infinity, Hollis Pools, and Poor Tap Room.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Frank Frangie here. If you're expecting a tax return this year, here's a smart way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. It's one of the best things you can do for your car and your safety. I've been going to Big Chief for years because they do it right every time. Put that refund to good use and hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today and let Big Chief take care of you. That's Big Chief Tire.
Every time your team makes a move,
This kid could be the game breaker we're looking for.
1010XL will break it down.
We're professionals. We have a job to do, a season to plan.
Follow the road to the regular season with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you.
Discover downtown Jacksonville's newest go-to spot. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville brings you 2 floors of over 80 self-pour craft beers, wines and cocktails, plus live sports, live music, and private event space. And right next door, Pizza Dynamo fires up made-to-order pizzas, slices and calzones, packed with bold flavor. Pair a pint with a fresh pie at Pizza Dynamo and Pour Tap Room, downtown at Laura and Forsyth.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Get ready for spring turkey season at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Find shotguns trusted in the field from Browning, Beretta, and Benelli. Plus, the newest bows are ready to test shoot from Hoyt and Matthews. For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has helped Northeast Florida hunters gear up with confidence. Stop by Green Acres today at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard or shop online anytime at greenacresporting.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
This is Frank Frangie. Over the past 11 years, the weight loss industry has seen it all. New medications, fad diets, sculpting. Yet Awaken 180 still stands alone as the proven solution for lasting weight loss. Results at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Now time for Sports and Courts, legal issues in the sports world with Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Hit back with Hastings.
All right, Brett Hastings joins us as we get set for the Players' Championship, but let's talk more NFL. Brett, thanks for joining us. Brett's with us by phone. Before we get into the legalities of it, what did you make of the whole Max Crosby thing?
Yeah, you look at the timing and, you really wonder, was, that physical legitimate, or did they use it to exit the deal, right? And I think that's, all the listeners could relate, the things that would be close to that are like real estate deals, right? Where the home inspection is the one thing that you can then go look at and find your way to get out. And a lot of times people go and try to lock up homes, right? And then say, hey, I want to do the due diligence, and then they can make a decision later, but try to pull it off the market.
Let's assume for a second that Crosby did not have an injury, but the Ravens failed him anyway. And let's assume that this was after the new league year had started. What would have been the avenue there if for the Raiders, if Baltimore had tried to do something that that did violate the league policy?
Ultimately it's still all going to come back to the league, to the commissioner, and it's going to end up being, through arbitration, right? And, if you were able to say that, hey, this was all done in bad faith, theoretically, you could end up, losing draft picks, have fines, or some of the other things. But it had to be really, I think, ultimately really hard to prove, because all these trades are pending a physical contingency, right? You still have to get, ultimately the league's approval. But, I'm not aware of, and I think Cap would probably say this as well. I think, there's a lot of discretion that's given to the individual physicians. And so there aren't like specific standards, right, that determine the pass and fail. Like, every different team can look at these things differently. So I think it'd be really, really hard to be able to show, that there was in fact, bad faith or to do something so that you could really, end up getting draft picks out of it, find some fees or what have you. But, really the sole method of recourse would be to, ask for it to be reviewed by the commissioner under, the league constitution.
Brett, have any of these things ever gone to the court of law? Do you know of any cases? I know you and I talked about earlier today, and you were going to research that. Do you know of any cases where a free agent situation or a signing situation in pro sports has turned out that somebody tried to sue somebody? Does that happen at all?
No, not that I'm aware of. There haven't been any other separate other lawsuits. And really, this gets back to, we talk so much about saying, hey, we want to have structure in college athletics, right? Well, the structure that we have is collective bargaining, right? And so for a lot of these types of issues, we've said, we're not going to go run to various different courts, right? We're not going to go to a Nevada court or something as it relates to this. And so everybody being part of the league and the players being a part of it and all of those types of things, we say, okay, it's going to end up being an arbitration. And as we've said for years, the big difference between an arbitration and a regular lawsuit, right? There's not an appeal as a general rule. It is insanely rare as long as everything is sort of, taken into account and actually contemplated. Everybody gets to present whatever evidence they have. They're provided notice of a hearing, and you end up having that hearing, then it ends up being a binding result. And so as a result of it, these types of issues end up falling under that collective bargaining umbrella, and they don't end up being lawsuits in other different places. Now, this is the type of thing that maybe people, want to go and talk about and say, hey, maybe we should change the way that is at an owners meeting or as part of, making changes to collective bargaining. But right now, it's something where you'd have to say, hey, you'd have to show bad faith, you'd have to ask for a review, and you'd have to go back, and ultimately Commissioner Goodell would be the person to be kind of the judge and the jury.
President Trump conducted a big consortium, I suppose is the best way to say it, about the the college system and where it's going, and he suggested that he could put forward an executive order, but even acknowledged that it would get challenged and not hold up in court. Is that how you see it?
Absolutely. I think it's important that all of these different decision makers, that are involved in the sport are there and try to hash through it. But, ultimately, unless we get to this, making some type of legal determination, that they're employees, and so that a lot of these things, these other dominoes can fall. I think this was much more pomp and circumstance and more about a press conference than something that's going to be binding legal precedent that's going to change things right now.
As a lawyer, does it bother you? Final question. Do you think the courts of law should stay out of pro and college sports? How do you feel about that?
No, I like that pro sports, they go and regulate themselves, that the players have an opportunity to, bargain for these agreements that they go through. So I like that, right? Litigation is expensive, right? Lawsuits are expensive. And when we have different parts of the country weighing in with all of these different things, we can have inconsistencies. So I like that. But at the end of the day, I still, I'm proud to do what I do. Like, being a trial lawyer, we're ultimately sort of the civil police, right? So people have an opportunity when things aren't right to be able to go in and do it. What I hate is when we have like thousands of different athletes, right, who are similarly situated. And so they're having to go out and challenge things in a certain way. And then we have inconsistencies as it relates to it. It's just not efficient, right? It's just not in everybody's best interest. So I want to see those things change. And then the lawsuits can end up being something of first impression, or something that's really important, or like what we do, representing people who, lost the use of arms, or have lost their mobility, or lost their opportunity to work, those type of very important meritorious things that are, individual, like one case. That's what the court systems are really, I think, set up to do. It's not, a way to sort of game things to get additional eligibility, or file something at an opportune time to allow for somebody to play. That type of stuff. As a lawyer, I don't want to see it. As a sports fan, I don't want to see it. And for these young people, I just want them to be able to know, hey, what can we expect, right? Like, what can we expect? What are the ground rules? And so hopefully we're going to get there sooner than later.
Yeah, your point about the civil police is a very good one. You're exactly right. Brett Hastings checking in at Sports and Courts. He's from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. You coming out to the tournament? You going to the Players this week?
I am not. I am going to be going to Puerto Rico this weekend. So
he lives large. Hey, that guy lives large is what he does.
I will watch from afar.
Always something large.
They will be watching the World Baseball Classic with the same type of
I get it.
As Frangie,
All right, very good.
There are
enjoy
big
your
Pirates
trip.
fans down there too.
Oh, yes, there are. No question about it. Enjoy your trip, Brett. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, buddy. All right, that is Sports and Courts with our friend Brett Hastings. Hey, before we break, Ryan O'Halloran reporting Chris Rodriguez to the Jaguars per a source. Again, I want to give credit where it's due. That's a Ryan O'Halloran report. Young guy, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly what they need. I haven't seen the financials, but obviously we know it's not going to be a very lucrative number, I wouldn't imagine. Chris Rodriguez, familiar with the system, worked with Liam Cohen at Kentucky, so it checks that box that we thought would certainly be in play. And I think you're looking for that kind of a back, a veteran, somebody that knows the system, that can be a sounding board for Bashul and for LeQuint. But this backfield is Bashul Tutin's backfield and LeQuint Allen's backfield on the critical third down situations. They just needed a veteran that can mix in, somebody they can give the ball to 6 to 8 times in a game, have that role. Chris Rodriguez will obviously hit the ground running with his familiarity with Liam. So I think it's a good move.
Yeah, he's a guy this will be his 4th year in the league. He came into the league in 2023. He had never started a game until last year. Last year, he played in 13 games, started 7 of those games. He rushed for 500 yards. He averaged 4.5 a pop. I will tell you this. His career average, now look, we're only talking about 198 carries, but we're not talking about 4 or 5 carries. We're talking about almost 200 carries. His career average is 4.6 a pop. Now that's really
great.
That's really good. So obviously he's a guy that hasn't carried the ball a lot, but has been effective. I certainly remember him as a player at Kentucky. So the Gator fans remember.
Yeah, when he would run for over 200 yards against Florida.
So again, my guess is this about the running back room. I think Bashul Tutin is going to be given every chance to be their starting running back. There's no question if you did a depth chart today, Bashul Tutin's your starting running back. He's still a young player. I think LeQuint Allen already is their third down back and will be that again. I don't know if he's ready to be running back 2. I think sometimes your third down back is also RB2. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes sometimes running back 1 will carry it 17 times. Running back 2 will carry it 8 times. And then there's a third guy who's your third down back. Sometimes running back 2 and the third down back are the same guy. It depends. Different teams do it differently. I'm not sure where they're headed there. I will say this. LaQuinn Allen is a guy from whom much is expected. He's on special teams. He's a physical blocker. He's a really, really good in pass pro. So I think they need to crowd the room a little bit. So I don't know a lot about Chris Rodriguez, but to your point, I'm glad there's a guy that knows the system's been around the league a little bit. And I'm not sure they're done populating the room. DJ Dallas re-signed, by the way, but I'm not sure they're done populating the running back room. So it'll be interesting to see. But again, the one guy, by the way, going into today at 4 o'clock, the Jags, the Seahawks, and the Broncos were the only 3 teams in the league that had not signed a free agent from outside. They're the only 3 teams that had not done so. Well, that's 3 pretty good teams. Okay, that's 3. If you look at their rosters, I mean, think about it. That is a team that won the Super Bowl, a team that made the AFC Championship game and had to play it without its quarterback.
And was the 1 seed.
Yeah, and was the 1 seed. That's right. So both 1 seeds, and the Jaguars, who had a heck of a season, a 13-4 season. So there's a reason why some teams don't go get a guy, sometimes or don't add. Sometimes they don't need to add. I think that's part of it. All right, we're gonna take a break. But when we do, are you ready to start the season, the Loser Friday season?
It's here.
Loser Monday season. I mean, it is here.
We've got international media obviously covering the Players Championship. They've made their way over to Trucks on 10. We appreciate our friends from New Zealand.
They all want to know. They all want to know.
Zimbabwe and Norway.
They wanted to interview me. About the fact that I looked like I was headed to the Loser of the Year all year long, and then rallied at the end.
Yeah, pulled it out.
I mean, it was a comeback now.
It was.
You're talking about down big.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's all the talk here. I mean, that's all the talk here. I mean, Rory's good and all.
Yeah.
But that's all the talk here. So, JJ, you have got the Loser Monday title from last year. How do you feel about that? Can you defend is my question.
Winning the picks contest really helped me get over it. But does that mean I go first today?
It does.
Nice.
You go. It's you, then me, then Hayes. That's how we do it today. We're gonna do our Loser Monday for the Players Championship. We pick one player, and we can only use it. We have a lot of golf. You can only use the player one time, and we'll lay out the whole Loser Monday season. That's next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wherever you go, we go.
Those are the rules. I didn't make them up.
Download the 1010XL and XL 92.5 FM apps for free on Apple and Android devices to listen anywhere in the world.
Maybe the key to the whole plan. You get it? Got it. Good.
In a sea of big box corporate chain jewelry stores here, Beard's Diamonds is a refreshing alternative.
I grew up in Jacksonville, and we have been shopping at Beard's for over 2 decades.
Meet Richard Skinner. Richard's journey with Beard's started when nobody could even come close on the engagement ring he wanted.
We did shop around that stone and that particular setup with different jewelers, and Beard's was able to come in significantly lower. It was a no-brainer.
Since then, he's become another voice in the word-of-mouth advertising that has made Beard's stronger than ever.
I have referred my friends and sisters and brothers, and they have all had a very, very pleasurable experience at Beard's. The selection is great. The staff is awesome. It's a well-run business that really does care about their clients and their customers.
And unlike the others at Town Center, Beard's is a locally owned family jeweler.
The fact that they're locally owned, it does give you a little bit more personal experience. They actually have a desire to better the city of Jacksonville.
Beard's Diamonds. Online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic. Orthopedic specialists.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Pick the hottest players at the Players.
Yes! If your golfers score the lowest at TPC Sawgrass, you could win $1,000 of jewelry from Beard's Diamonds. Teed up by Endless Summer Roofing. Enter at 1010XL.com.
Alert! Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
If you're thinking about getting a new roof sometime this year, Endless Summer Roofing can help. I'm Claudia, owner of Endless Summer Roofing. Stronger materials, expert installation, real peace of mind. A new roof isn't just an upgrade. It's the primary source of protection for your family home. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com for a free inspection today, and I'll make sure you're ready for tomorrow. Endless Summer Roofing. Protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and mascot potties there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, our golden moment today, pretty simple. Our friend Lee Smith stopped by, and we're getting ready for the Players. Yet another beautiful day out here at Sawgrass. My goodness, it's nice today. Course looks in fantastic shape. Best field in golf. Scotty's here, Rory's here. They're all here, and can't wait to watch them all have at it here today or this week at the Players Championship. Certainly excited about that, and we appreciate Lee stopping by and getting us ready for the Players. It starts tomorrow. Now, Carline, La Selva. What is this? Hey, will you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure.
What does that say?
That says 2026 Loser Monday standings.
Okay, what's underneath it? We're all at 0.
We're all at 0.
I mean, this is big.
You know, that's a number I'm very comfortable with.
Yeah, you are. I don't. Did you even lose it all last year?
No.
You never. He had like none, did you? Well, that's stupid.
I think was that the first time that's ever happened on your
it
show?
is. You know, well, that
that's why I was saying I've got nowhere to go but down.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not looking forward to the Loser Monday season. I've been dining out on this accomplishment for the last 5 months.
Now that reminds me, by the way, I'm pissed off about that again. Okay, okay. So this.
And by the way, I do have an open for this.
It's Loser Monday, brought to you by Bono's on Bowden Road. Who's the big loser today?
And this will be the first time we've had Loser Monday since we've moved to Bowden Road.
Wow,
so it's going to be really easy for me to.
It will be easy.
How about that?
God bless Tara Loggeman.
She sounds great, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and God bless
Bono's.
Rays
and
Bono's.
Absolutely right. So, I have 9. I'm supposed to have 10 events. It starts with the Players Championship. I must have missed one. We have the Players Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, we do the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Correct.
Record for that. Okay. Later in the NCAA tournament, we do the Final Four scoring.
Well, didn't we do? Maybe you're missing the. Did we do a second round, Sweet 16?
I don't know.
Last year.
But we're only going to do 2. We're going to do 2. So,
Okay.
So we're going to do the Final
I'm just trying to figure out the
what
one
I might
that
have
we're
missed.
missing.
Then, of course, all the other golf, Masters, U.S. Open, British Open, PGA, and the Tour Championship. We're also going to do. Oh, I know what I missed. We're going to do the NBA Finals scoring.
Okay, I've got Bam Adebayo.
Okay. And,
Dibs.
And we left out. We've done it before. We didn't do it last year. Home runs in the World Series. That's the home runs.
That.
So no football, and most of it, other than the home runs, ends before football season.
Yeah, we wrap it basically.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are our 10 events. But it starts
off-season contest.
If you don't know, if you haven't been following for many years, we don't do picks necessarily, other than football season. We do Loser Monday. You don't have to have the best guy. You just can't have the worst guy. We've done it with 4 and 5 different people. Now there's 3 of us. We all pick one winner of the Players' Championship. It doesn't matter. Hayes used to say we had 4. When we had 4 of us picking, the goal was to finish 3rd.
Yep.
Right?
Now it's just get me to 2nd.
Just get you to 2nd. So here we go. Loser Monday. Bono's, by the way, the loser on Monday will carry their. By the way, here's a good thing. With our new location, Bono's right there.
It really is, right?
right.
JD's not kidding. We can literally throw a football.
Yeah. So Ray, thank you. Our friend Ray from Bono's at Bowden Road, one of the best guys around. He sponsored this thing for the longest time. We do appreciate it. JJ La Selva. He hails from South Central Ocala. He's got dual citizenship, as you know, with both Italy and the United States.
I play for the Italian national baseball team.
Well, I was just going to say, you don't know this or not, Hayes, but the word is now that he could be the starting third baseman for the Florence Blue Hens in the fledgling Italian Baseball League. There is that. Here we go, JJ. We are underway. The Players' Championship. You have one player to pick. You can only use them once over the course of the season. Who do you like?
Now, I think I was in my own head earlier this week thinking, I mean, he hasn't been that great so far this year. He's struggled to barely make some cuts, but I'm still going to do it. I feel like I'd be a fool if I didn't. I'm taking the number 1 player in the world, Scottie Scheffler.
You can't go wrong with Scottie Scheffler. I totally agree with that. And now he's gone for the rest of the year for you, but but I can see where you're scarred. You want to get off to a good start.
Year, yeah, I was like, I'm not going to take
twice.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's won 2 of the last 3 of these. So I mean, it's a great pick. It's a no-brainer pick.
It's a very good pick, and congratulations to you for making it.
Yes, well done.
I'm going to go with Colin Morikawa. I think he's the hottest player on tour right now. He's a phenomenal irons player, and irons matter out here. I think he's regained his confidence by winning. So I'm going to kick off the Loser Monday season with the Players' Championship pick. Mine will be Colin Morikawa. And that takes us to Hayes Carline. He hails from the Bowl School. He's a gunner on that Corky Rogers punt team. Boy, I tell you what, you know what you did? When Hayes Carline was a gunner, you called a fair catch.
That's
right.
What you did. You didn't want that 5-3 40 time bearing down on you.
You didn't want that collision. But we've never seen guys call a fair catch the minute the ball was punted before.
Right.
But when Carline was on that gunner team, is what they did.
I loved breaking jaws.
Scheffler,
the targeting king.
Scheffler and Morikawa are off the board. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with Hideki Matsuyama. He missed the cut here last year, but I think he bounces back. He's got 4 career finishes here in the top 8, and that doesn't count the COVID year in which he fired a 63, and then they canceled the tournament the next day. So, again, you look for guys that are comfortable here. You guys obviously pick guys that are comfortable here as well. But I like Hideki Matsuyama this week. I think he's in good form. And I think, again, missing the cut last year, my guess is odds are he's not going to have 2 bad starts here in a row with his history. So give me Hideki.
Hideki Matsuyama, Colin Morikawa, and this guy named Scottie Scheffler. Those are our picks. That is our Loser Monday. We are underway. It's now officially a radio show year. Okay, because we are underway with Loser Monday. We'll take a break, wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
PGA Tour, the Players' Championship getting underway Thursday at TPC Sawgrass in Florida. Often considered golf's fifth major, Scottie Scheffler, world number one, and a two-time winner at the Players, is the betting favorite at plus 480. Rory McIlroy, who won a playoff against J.J. Spaun to capture last year's Players' Championship, is at plus 1,600. Colin Morikawa also at plus 1,600. He's coming off a win this season at Pebble Beach. NASCAR racing in Las Vegas Sunday for the Pennzoil 400. Kyle Larson is the betting favorite at plus 500. Christopher Bell at plus 600. Denny Hamlin and William Byron both at plus 850.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jacks app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Shoot your shot with Prize Picks and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. Don't miss this exciting chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Prize Picks. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. And now Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup is off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. At Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You can choose Flex Play and get paid even if one of your picks misses, or Power Play for the biggest payout. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today, use promo code 1010XL, and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play $5 in lineups. That's promo code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. Summer will be here before we know it, and Y Summer Day Camp registration is now open. Visit your local Y to secure your child's spot early for a season full of memories and adventure. Don't delay. Day camps will fill up. There's no place like this place, so visit your local Y to sign up or online at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Hot Flying Jacko here. When I need to send a floral arrangement, there's only one thought: Kuhn Flowers. A simple phone call or an online order, it's always easy with Kuhn. There's a reason Kuhn Flowers has been doing it for over 75 years. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to Okoye & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
All right, final few moments of the program as we get set for the Players' Championship. Our picks are in. JJ says Scotty Scheffler. I say Colin Morikawa. Hideki Matsuyama is the pick of Hayes Carline. What do you expect, Hayes, from the tournament? And again, to your point you made earlier, and even asked Lee Smith about the weather, could affect it some. Although by Friday it looks like the weather's going to be gone through. We could get some on Sunday, it looks like. But what do you expect? Do you expect a lot of big names, a lot of low scores? What are your expectations, big picture here?
Oh, I think it's going to be a star-studded leaderboard. It's interesting how this tournament has flopped in terms of the expectation, because it used to be, 7-8 years ago, that you expected the Tim Clark, the Stephen Ames, the Craig Perks, that kind of a story, the guy that sort of came out of nowhere, because I think in that era, the elite players still hadn't really honed in on how you play this course. You can't bomb it. We've documented that for years now. And so I think this generation of elite player has sort of grown up in the era of knowing how to attack the stadium course and what you can get away with and what you cannot. And so I think you can directly trace it to 2019. Rory McIlroy wins in 2019. They didn't have it in 20, but Matsuyama was the first-round leader, who obviously went on to win the Masters. In 21, he had Justin Thomas, multiple major champion. You had Cam Smith in 22, who I think would have been a multiple major champion and a PGA star had he stayed on the PGA Tour. Won the Players, won the British Open, went to live, and it's never been heard from since. You have Scheffler winning back-to-back, then you had Rory winning last year. It's become an event. It's done a 180, and I don't know now that you're going to see that change. I think you're going to see a star. Xander Schauffele, I think, is a really intriguing pick. This is the kind of layout that should really suit him, a very controlled player, a player that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He had the rib injury last year. Jordan Spieth is a player that I think is gathering some momentum. I would not be surprised if Jordan Spieth makes a run. I don't think he'll win it, but makes a run. We haven't heard much from him. And again, it's a little of a surprise he hasn't played better here. But ultimately, I think the three that we picked have a great chance to all being in the top 10. It doesn't usually play out that way. Usually one of the three of us, if not more, misses the cut, and the bet is settled on Friday evening.
Which isn't nearly as much fun.
But yeah, I mean, I think this could – I'm not as high on Batia because he just won.
Right.
I think it's hard for a young player to regroup. Goddard, I'm interested in seeing. I don't think Koepka will fare well. He doesn't traditionally here. It doesn't seem like his game's in good shape. So I would think Koepka won't be around for the weekend. I think I'd like to see him play well. I'm glad that he's back on the PGA Tour. But I think you're going to come to the back nine Sunday, and it is going to be a leaderboard that everybody is going to be absolutely thrilled by.
And that's the excitement level, and that's what we're all kind of hoping for. All right, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, what'd you make of the Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson story that moved last night?
Well, the first thing that came to mind is if stuff like this continues to happen, that 48-hour window of legal tampering is going to go away, because that could not happen if, in fact, it did take place with the league here beginning at 4 o'clock. Then again, everything depends on a physical. But a lot of people really don't believe that was actually the case. Instead, they had Hendrickson, there to sign as well. It's just amazing to me that Baltimore, at least as of right now, is not going to get penalized at all for this. Can you imagine if Jerry Jones in Dallas did this, if Bill Belichick was still in New England and he did this? I mean, there would be people yelling and screaming about taking away first-round draft picks and what have you. But at least for the now, Eric DaCosta is avoiding a big fine and loss of draft picks.
What happens with Max Crosby? Does he play for the Raiders? Does they move him to somebody else?
The rumors on him last night were scary. Some of the stuff that was being tossed around a little bit. We just talked about it at the Combine. You have the feel of playing football on Saturday compared to the science, but I've always been a believer, and I think you two guys as well subscribe to this, that the most important issue at the Combine are the medicals. And all 32 team doctors and all the physicians, they look at an injury and they get different results. So is he damaged goods? Don't know the answer to that, but I think it's going to be very intriguing to see. I imagine not a lot, but some teams right now have him red flagged and say for his price tag, no way. I still think there'll be another team here who will pony up. It won't be for nearly as much as Baltimore was willing to give, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see what takes place.
Be fun to watch. That coming up tonight?
We got all that coming up tonight, plus the latest on the Jags, and, of course, a preview of tomorrow morning, afternoon, and into the night, first round of the Players.
All right, Rick, have fun, buddy. We appreciate it. That's Rick Ballou. He goes into the night right now. That'll do it for our program. The next time you hear from us, at least some of the first day will be done of the Players' Championship. We hope you're coming out here to watch it. It's one of the best events in sports, certainly one of the best events that ever happens in Jacksonville. And I know we're all very, very excited about it. That'll do it for our program. Rick is next. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.